Welcome to Botanical Trails Through the Juniper Forest. I'm your host, Brian Heater. Each week, I'll have a different guest join me to explore a pair of interesting gins. We'll chat a little bit about the gin and the distilleries, throw in a bit of trivia, hopefully laugh a bit, and then we'll go off the beaten path. Although I say that this is a podcast about gin, really this is just an excuse for me to spend time with my friends. But that'll just be our secret. Okay, let's start exploring. My guest for episode 17, Jim Garzoni. Jim, you're the first repeat guest I've had. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks. It's really hard to do. Well, never mind. It won't make any sense what I'm about to say.
Well, we had a slight technical difficulty, and we are re-recording the intro because I forgot I had the office chair, which was squeaking all over, and then you were like, that chair's a little big.
Yeah, I thought you were just trying to be above me, and there was some sort of
not at all
thing that you do with your guests.
No, not at all.
You want to dominate the set.
Not at all.
David Letterman.
Letterman, yes. It's 52 degrees in here, and I didn't talk to you at all before we came on. So, you are my first repeat guest, although in episode 16, two of my former guests were on, but they were the hosts. So we are 16 episodes in, and I will have to say I've gotten the most compliments from your original episode. So I thought it'd be worthwhile for you to come back. So no pressure.
Well, yeah, right. Well, we have like 50 years of material to work with. So,
oh, yeah.
So we should have, should be able to fill the time.
So, give this first cocktail a try, and then I will let you know what gin this is. The two gins are...
Wait, you're telling me. Okay.
Yeah, the two gins are things in my head, I think we have in common, and so I found like kind of a gin to tie them together. So give this one a try, and let me know what you think.
So many possibilities on that. So many. Oh, it smells good. Oh yeah, that's good.
So if I were to tell you this bin,
if I were to tell you this bin,
if I were to tell you this gin is the Botanist, would that ring a bell for you?
The Botanist?
Yes.
Well, let's see, the Botanist. Yeah, but I don't know the Botanist. I mean, that's the name of the gin. The Botanist.
The Botanist is the name of the gin.
Don't I have some of this? Did I have some of this?
I don't think so.
Did I possess this gin?
Not that I'm aware of.
The Botanist. I feel like I'm missing something here.
Well,
hint number 2.
No.
We're on to hint number 2 now.
No. I'm just gonna tell you. So, actually, I'll give you one more.
Why don't you tell me the name of the gin?
If I were to tell you this gin is from Scotland, would that help at all? And please don't choke on that peanut. I don't know Heinlein.
The Botanist, Scotland. I don't know. There was that article in the New Yorker. About the peat bogs and all that stuff.
Yes.
And, okay.
Oh, I am so. Oh, you just made my day. Yes.
Excellent.
We were introduced to this gin via a New Yorker article from the February 3rd issue in 2013. The article is called "Reinventing Scotch Whiskey." And it was talking about this distillery, which is Brockladach, which was founded in 1881, but it had been mothballed, kind of shut down in 1994.
Right.
And then these new owners came in and bought it in 2000 and kind of started distilling in 2001. But they were trying to figure out like what they needed to do because they wanted to specialize in whiskey. They were a distiller that actually, like you had said, while a lot of stuff is very peaty from that area, they kind of went another direction, and it wasn't so much. But they were like, okay, it's 2001. If we want to start selling a 10-year whiskey, we're not going to be able to sell this till like 2011. Like,
we need some profits.
What are we going to do?
Years.
So they started making these they started doing whiskey first, but they were selling them at like 4-year and 6-year and stuff. But then we need something else. And so in 2009, they came up with the Botanist gin, which is what we're drinking.
Did they mention that in the article too?
Yes. And he was like, the great thing about gin is you can distill it today and you can sell it next week. Yeah. And so it became, one, it's a really good gin, but it became a way that they could finance then, help to basically bring in cash while they're aging all of their whiskeys. So this is where it's from. They actually reran this article like maybe a year or two ago.
Really?
Yeah, which is then when I was reading it, I was like, wait, the Botanist, like, I've had that gin before. It's really good. And so anyhow, that's why I thought we would enjoy this gin. So cheers. Good job.
Yeah.
Remember in the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, can you get this locally? You can get this?
Yeah. Nope, can totally get it locally. It is one of my favorite gins from Scotland. I had actually gotten my sister Lori was on. We did Scottish gins because Baba was Scottish.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't do this one. But I'd gotten her a bottle of this for her birthday, and she really liked it as well. So, the Botanist, my favorite little website the gin is in, describes it as an exploration of Hebridean flora. So the distillery is on a remote island in the inner Hebrides, thank you. Hebrides off the west coast of Scotland. So, and this island is sort of greener and flatter than most of the other Hebridean islands, let's say. Hebridean islands.
I thought you had seized up for a second there. Yes. I was a little concerned.
I pulled a McConnell real quick.
Yeah, your eyes looked milky. I was worried that we were going to have to cut this show off short.
But they say it is recommended for fans of both classic and contemporary gins. So the interesting thing about this gin is that they have 31 botanicals in this. 22 of which are foraged locally, just right off the island.
There's like seaweed in this thing.
It is.
It's kelp.
Yeah, I don't remember all. I mean, there's 31 of them. I can't remember outside of Monkey 47, which has 47 botanicals. I can't think of another gin I've done so far in this series that has that many botanicals in it. But it doesn't, I think it's got a really nice, smooth flavor. The way that we made these gin and tonics for the show tonight is the Mediterranean Fever Tree Tonic, a little dash of fresh lemon, and then the gin. And the way they recommend it is to garnish it with just something you could forage locally. So like lemon, thyme, rosemary, mint, or chamomile are all different ways that they say you could garnish this gin. Nice. So, wow, I'm really impressed that I said the Botanist in Scotland and you remembered that article.
Well, I'm smart.
You are. That was impressive. So
no, you brought up Baba.
Yeah.
And I was telling my sister, we were talking about the worst malls in Kalamazoo growing up. Like there was like a hierarchy of like
when we were kids.
When we were kids, right?
Yeah.
And so you had like Southland Mall, East Town Mall being the worst of the worst.
Yep. And then we had Maple Hill and Crossroads, and those were like a little better.
Right. So wasn't it Dickie, right?
Uncle Dick.
But Dee always called him Dickie, right?
Yeah, she would call him Dickie. Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of drinking, he would drop us off at the movie theater. Right? And Dee thought he was going to the movie theater with us.
He would drop us off at East Town.
At the East Town Mall.
And we were probably like 11 and 10. Something like that.
Right. And he was probably going to have gin at the bar when we were...
Yes, he would give us like a 20. And he would be like, okay, I'll be back here in like 2 hours.
Right.
And we would go into the movies ourselves, get like popcorn, go watch the flick. Then we'd come out.
Right.
And yeah, he'd come back from the bar.
Yeah.
Pick us up.
So I think we sort of can thank him. You can thank him for this show and this inspiration.
Yeah. So real quick, my Aunt Dee is my dad's great aunt. Her father was Baba, Nanny and Baba. I lived under them until I was 5. And Uncle Dickie was one of their 4 kids, and he lived in Kalamazoo, and he was just quite the character, as actually was Baba. Like, when I was a kid growing up, Baba would tell me he won the Kentucky Derby, he swam the English Channel, and like one other thing I can't remember off the top of my head. And when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, you rode in the Kentucky, and he was totally just like pulling my leg all the time.
And you believed all of it.
When I was a kid, I did, for sure.
Of course.
It seemed reasonable. He wasn't, he was, yeah, it totally seemed reasonable. And the other funny thing about Baba is in, not quite 2 weeks, I'm actually going to see the Cubs play the Tigers. And he just loved the Cubs. So it's going to be kind of fun to see them play at Tiger Stadium. Because I used to, like I said, I lived under them till I was 5. I would like go upstairs, sit on his lap. Nanny would get us ice cream. And I'd just sit there and watch the Cubs with him.
Yeah, you were a Cub fan growing up, right?
Growing up, yeah. And then, I mean, I like the Tigers too because they're in Michigan. But, I mean, I grew up watching the Cubs. So, yep.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
It's disappointing that I like the Cubs. You were a Yankee fan. What do you even care? It's not even the same league. And how were you a Yankee fan?
Because they're like the Italian national team. So, or they were, like in the, when my dad was growing up, so.
Yeah.
I love what you've done with the studio since I was here last.
We've really upgraded. Since I've moved up to like 5 listeners, it's the ad revenue is pouring in.
It was clearly.
Look, I got new cool coasters.
Right.
Thanks to my friend Renee. She got me these for my birthday.
Yeah, these are nice. And the green room had fries this time. French fries in the green room.
Yes, we got French fries.
Yeah, that's.
After trying the new Italian beef place in town, and they were like, oh, the fryer's not working, and we also are out of half of the other things. But we're like, we can still order food, though, right? Yeah, go ahead. But it was good. I will say, I like the sandwich.
Yeah. It's gone up upscale. I think if you have like another guest on, they won't even recognize it.
The place?
Yeah, they won't even that you've moved it up. You've bumped it up here.
Yep. We're aiming higher and higher.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, it is. It's a tasty gin. It's nice and smooth. It doesn't personally, like when I would try that, I would not think that there's like 31 botanicals in there. I would say like 7. Because nothing is. It doesn't seem like overly, complex and kind of. I don't know. Sometimes some of them they taste a little. Earthy or something, and this one I think is just like right on the nose. It's a pretty enjoyable gin.
Yeah, I would have guessed 12 and a half botanicals in this one.
That's your ballpark. Yeah. You would have gone a few more than me.
31, I don't know, 12 and a half sounds more right. Let me smell it a little bit more.
So with the half, it's like just half a mint leaf or something that they go with.
Right. You don't want the full mint leaf because that's just going to overwhelm. It's going to overwhelm the palate. The P word, palate. And it goes well with the peanuts.
Yeah. I do love the peanuts to snack on while we're enjoying the gins. So you've gotten to be home for about 2.5 weeks here. It's the longest you probably been home at a stint for Michigan in quite a while, eh?
Yeah, I have a tan. I have a tan. My body is seeing the sun.
Your vitamin D levels are shooting through the roof.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about this in the last show, but most people don't realize that it's cold in San Francisco, so it's always nice to come here for summer.
Yeah, for sure. What is that, Twain? It's coldest winter I ever spent was the summer in San Francisco. Yeah.
I'm not sure he was the one that actually said that, though. I think it's one of those things like the...
that's been attributed to him, but someone else came up.
What was that? Oh, shoot. Who was that author that did that graduation speech? Or they said that he did the graduation speech. Oh, darn it. I'm not going to come up with his name. He's from Indianapolis. Anyway, there's that famous graduation speech that's attributed to him that he never said. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Someone else gave the speech, but he gets credit for it?
Yeah. Come on. He's, no, whatever. I won't be able to come up with it right now.
He was an author, do you know what
He's from Indianapolis. Yeah, he wrote Hocus Pocus. He wrote, that's not really his famous book, though. And he wrote, was it Blackbeard? Vonnegut, Kurt Vonnegut.
Oh, Kurt Vonnegut, okay.
And there's that long graduation speech where he talks about...
Is he the one who wrote Catch-22?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. No, Catch-22 is Joseph Heller, I think.
Oh, so he wrote, what's the other one then? Catch-22 and... But Vonnegut.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's some famous...
It's like a... Isn't it based in World War II? So it's Catch-22, and then what's...
A lot of his are based in World War II, because he was actually at... oh, God, I'm having, like, problems this evening. He was at Dresden. He was in Dresden. No, he was
there after?
He was there in the city as, I believe, a prisoner of war when the firebombing occurred.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, because I think that campaign, they killed almost more people in Dresden, like, than what we hit. I think in, like, Nagasaki or Hiroshima or something crazy like that.
The show is taking a sad little turn.
Yeah, but now I'm just frustrated. He wrote a book. What's the other World War II?
I'm sure there's so many other people out there right now just screaming.
We're losing
yelling.
Listeners left and right. Yeah. I'm down to 2.
They're screaming because I know the name of the book.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not coming up with it.
We'll look it up during the intermission. So,
but yeah, I'm not sure that Twain was the one that said that. People say, I could be wrong. But.
Yeah. The funny thing is, and you always joke about it, when I've come out to visit you in the summer, it'll always be fairly warm and we'll end up wearing shorts. And you're like, we never wear shorts during the summer. But like, and be out there. Not that we're going to the beach and it's like super hot and sunny, but it would be like nice and comfortable and felt summery. So.
Yeah. Well, you mothball your shorts out there. I mean, I only wear them here. I only bring them out for here.
Yeah. So out there, it's always about wearing layers.
Yes. So it's nice to be home, nice to be in summer, visiting friends, visiting family, and drinking gin with you.
Nice. Well, that's always a good way to go with summer. So
yeah.
All right, you want to hit our first round of trivia?
Yeah, I'm asking you though the question.
Yes. Right? So let me grab the 2 questions.
Oh, I think they were taped to the top. Yours was taped. Yeah. Yeah, I think
here.
That was.
I don't know if they actually. You can pick which one.
No.
You can't look at both, but you want to do that one?
No.
Okay.
I want this one.
Okay.
This is so funny. Gin, I think I was amazed by this last time, too. That there's such a thing. And I thought you made these up and we're just like Wikipedia-ing these things. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Which of these is the name of an instrument used in the gin distillation process? Oh, this is a multiple choice one. Column still, or row still?
You want
me to repeat the question?
No, so it's just row still or column still?
Yeah.
I want to say column still.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You want to stick with that?
Yes.
The answer is column still. Column still, you got it.
All right. I remember that from our tour.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember much from that tour. Have you ever gotten one of those wrong?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you jinxed me for sure. Like, after you left, I missed, like, the next 4 out of 5 or something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the wine show. Did Molly have you do some trivia on there? Was there wine trivia?
Yeah, what she did was, it was kind of cool, but she asked a question that Kelly and I would team up to answer, and she gave us 5 wines. It was like Pinot Noir, a Malbec, a Merlot, Cab, and the Barbera. And we had to rank it from like lightest to darkest. And I completely got it wrong. And Kelly got most of it right, but Kelly's definitely more of like a wine person. But yes, so we did do a little bit of like wine trivia, which was sort of fun. So
nice.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with wine or anything, but Pee Wee Herman
passed away this week.
Yes, that's huge.
And we very much enjoyed Pee Wee's Big Adventure
in the theater.
Yes,
in the theater.
Oh yeah, because we went and saw that at, what was it, the Red Vic, New Vic?
The Red Vic
in your neighborhood, which was this great old movie theater where you could sit on like a couch and they'd serve popcorn in like normal like home bowls.
Wood bowls.
So,
remember, like these weird wood bowls. And then they would put something weird on it. Remember that? We both were like, no.
Man, we're good.
Yeah, it was like yeast.
Was it yeast? I thought it was like almost like a cheddar cheese type thing.
No, that would have been too normal. No, it was like something like either, some kind of yeast or something.
Yeah, but anyhow, we didn't want that. But that theater was great.
That theater, and it doesn't exist anymore.
I know. That was in your old neighborhood. That was over in...
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Haight-Ashbury. Yeah, that was great. Yes, we went and saw that.
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman.
So funny. And his show was good. I mean...
the kids' show was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Really well done.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting character.
Yeah.
I mean, like in a fun way, but like just that whole thing was it was a character I read this week that he was like in one of the improv groups early on, and it was a character he had created with that group.
Interesting.
And then just kind of built, I mean, basically sort of a career off of that character then.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, it was like simultaneously funny and creepy at the same, it was like, sort of Ed Grimley-esque sort of character where you're uncomfortable and laughing at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty genius, and to use it as in a kid show too. Yeah,
but at the kid show, it just like hit this like right note, I thought, as a interesting, weird. Although I didn't feel the show was super creepy. Like his character could be creepy, but I felt like on the show for the kids. Well, the Pee Wee's Playhouse, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, it wasn't creepy.
That
was more
creepy.
No.
That was
But the character in and of itself was.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's wearing that whole suit, and
I'm really. It's dangerous. I'm going to fall over the table. Sorry, you don't know what's going on here, but I'm.
No, that's yeah. So that was a bummer. Yes, I think we're ready for round two.
We were gonna clink glasses for Pee Wee, but then I realized that we're both empty. So
let's go get the next one, and then we'll clink it to start episode 2, segment 2. Good Lord! All right, we will be right back. All right, we are back, and we are going to take a little sip of the Botanist to give that a try straight. So this is just the Botanist with a couple drops of water. Here's to Pee Wee.
Oh, yeah, Pee Wee. Pee Wee, Pee Wee, Pee Wee. Just take the whole thing down, or do you just sip it?
What do you say?
Are we sipping, or just is maybe shooting it?
You can do whichever you want.
Shooting or sipping. Shooting or sipping.
I kind of do... 2 big sips, so so not quite a shot, but I'm not just nursing it. So
okay. I don't love that as a sip.
It burns more than I thought it would.
Yeah. Like I don't love that. I don't love that as a sip. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely I like that much more in a cocktail.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
So,
that was a little rough.
Cannonball!
Yeah, I know. Remember the last time we did this, and there was the...
And I completely screwed it up, but we didn't tell anybody? Yes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna...
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna keep that little charade going. But there was that one that was really strong in the drink.
Yep.
And then sipping it was really smooth. Yeah. This is the absolute opposite of that, where this is just burning my...
Yeah, it is. You don't have to finish that if you don't want to. But
I'm going to finish it, but...
okay.
Not...
Well, your esophagus will thank you in the morning.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was shocking. Actually, I'm not going to lie, because that gin and tonic was so good. Like, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to come away from this thinking the botanist isn't worth getting and trying, because I love
No, you should really try it. You should. Yeah, try the botanist.
All right.
That peat is really, that peaty.
There's not even peaty in it. It's just
peaty, kelpy.
So we are going on to our next gin. Do you want to know what this is, or do you want to give this a try and then find out? And you're not going to guess this, because I didn't even know what this was before I bought it the other day.
Well, but was there supposed to be some sort of connection between us, though, right?
Yes, but it would be a connection.
It's the only connection that he's never had this and I've never had.
No, that's not the connection. But
we have that in common.
No, this is something you and I have in common. But this is a gin like we're completely unfamiliar with. We have no idea. Like, I only got this gin, but it was due to a connection that we have. If I try and give you a hint, you're just going to guess right off the bat what it is. I mean, you're not going to guess the gin, but you would guess the connection.
I feel like I need to sip water after that.
Oh, I can. You want? I'll go get you water. Let me get you water, so you're not
clear our palate for a second.
Yeah, good idea. Let me do that.
Is it on?
Okay. Yeah, we're back. All right, we've quenched that.
Yeah, that was like bathtub gin.
It was.
It
was different. All right, well, let's see how this one goes. So, cheers. Thanks again for coming.
Yeah. Prison gin. It's like toilet water. right. I was like,
I think you will be.
It's like some sort of, the Frito thing they make in prison. It's like the gin equivalent. Jesus, I'm nervous.
No, this one is different.
Oh yeah, wow, that's smooth.
Yeah.
Especially after all my taste buds have been absolutely
demolished.
Just scoured, just scrubbed clean of any taste buds I had. It's just
Now that is one of the, I could almost have this on the rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
right.
This has been the yin and the yang of the sippers.
Yeah. Well, I also think having this, it tastes like burning.
The first one, yeah.
The first one, yeah.
The botanist definitely was harsh on its own. Mm-hmm. This one is not. So I'll be interested to see how the gin and tonic is.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, like the cocktail is going to be harsh now because the.
So, how about I'll give you the name of the gin and you can guess if you know what the connection would be.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
The gin is called Ginarte.
Can you spell that for me?
Yep. Ginarte.
It's Italian.
Yes, that's what it is. You've been killing it. You're killing it.
Woo! Yeah.
No, you're right. This is an Italian gin I just came across. I grabbed it because it says on the box, it comes in kind of a fancy box that I can show you, but the juniper berries come from Tuscany, and that's where my relatives come from.
Nice.
The distillery is actually up north. It's in between Milan and Turin. So, nice. But it's called Ginarte Gin. Oh, here, let's give the cocktail a try to see how that is.
Are there many Italian gins? It's got to be.
Yeah, there's definitely more. Episode 2 was Italian gins. Malfi, that's one. We did this one called Piedmont. There's a couple of other ones out. So, but this was one that I just kind of saw, and I thought, hey, let's give this a little try and see how's that drink.
Tasty.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, this is...
have you had this before?
No. This is the first time I've ever had this, which is a rarity for the show. But I literally just cracked that bottle and tried it for the first time, and I'm very pleasantly surprised with it. I made this the exact same way as the botanist. It's Mediterranean with a little bit of lemon and the gin, and that's the way that they recommended.
I hope they're Amalfi lemons.
What do you say?
Did you get us Amalfi lemons?
I got us Meyer lemons.
Right, which is kind of in the Amalfi lemon family.
Sure. I mean, it's yellow.
Yeah.
Right. So, Ginarte, it describes itself as a premium Italian gin dedicated to the world of art. It's a versatile and refined gin, perfect for quality mixology, thanks to its balanced aromas and taste. The gin itself has 13 botanicals. As I mentioned, the juniper is grown on the mountain slopes in Tuscany. They're hand-picked from October through February. And of the 13 botanicals, 5 of them are dedicated towards art. Calamint, safflower, mignote, rubia, and indigo. And I don't remember why. Their website is super in-depth if you want to like take a look at it and kind of see. But like they've come out with 3 different bottles. The gin's the same, but like 3 different bottles that are dedicated to different artists. This one is...
Why? I'm a little bit confused. How was that dedicated to art? What was the... do we know?
No, it didn't really give me a description. like part of it was I pulled up the website in Italian and then I had to try to get the English translation.
Right.
And it's very like a marketing drink. Like
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out how to pronounce this, and all of the videos are just like some model looking like something. Tasting the gin, like and I ended up pulling up like a stupid effing TikTok video where the guy was like Ginarte, and I was like, I'm going with that.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
I just needed someone.
But what was it? It had something to do with art, right?
Yeah, so it's art. So like this here.
I mean, the name sort of says it all.
This is the box that it comes in. So, and then the box and the bottles are dedicated. They've done 3 different artists. So Uman was one. Frida Kahlo was the one that we have.
One, huh?
Yep. And then there was another one named Lou Thiessen. They do 2 gins. This is their regular gin. They also do a Ginarte pomegranate. They've done 3 special releases, but it's been for like restaurants or bars like in Rome, it looks like.
It's a pretty box.
Yeah, I mean, it's very artistic, obviously.
Yeah, one would hope.
The distillery is called Distillery Francoli. The family has started it in 1875 up in the mountains above Lake Como. In 1992, like an uncle spun off another distillery. His nephew took it over in 1951, and it became what is now the Distillery Francoli. They're part of a group called the Francoli Group, Gruppo Francoli, and they distribute and make grappa, liqueurs, distillates, wine, prosciutto, and electrical energy. So they're kind of got their hands in a bunch of different stuff. Yeah. So, and as I mentioned, it's up in Gemme, Italy, Ghemme. I've never heard of that before. It's in the province of Novara, and it's in the northwest part of the country. Like I said, north and between Turin and Milan. So, but yeah. You're more Italian than I am, but we're both Italian, and so I thought it would be fun to try a new gin from Italy.
Yeah. It almost seems like this is like a made-up name that just combines gin and art.
It totally. Yes, I think there's like a marketing company that's behind it, and they went to this distillery, and they're like, "Can you make us like a really good gin? And this is how we're gonna like spin it."
And this like Frida Kahlo picture on here is like
with her giant unibrow.
Yeah, well, and it's like she's got the thorns around her that are like cutting into her, and it's like the Sacred Heart. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the religious, the heart that's on fire, and then the thorns and the cut. Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. Pretty box, though.
Yeah. So I just thought we would give something new a try, and in our future travels, I think we'll find ourselves somewhere back in Italia.
Yeah. Yeah, like next summer, I think.
Would you want to do that? Or I'm wearing the Barcelona shirt. We missed out on Barcelona thanks to COVID with our cool little joint that would have been above the comic book shop.
Yes. Well, we'll have to figure that out. But one of those 2 places for next summer. Although it'll be like, oh, yeah, right. I was worried. I thought you were having another peanut episode. Yeah. Wasn't it like 110 degrees like in Europe right now or something?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah. But with you being a teacher, we kind of need to do travel summer right now. So
Right. 8 more years, though,
baby. Nice.
8 more.
Yes.
Yeah. Or we could have a GoFundMe tonight with this, and I could shave a few years off that 8 years.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to go to Italy. We've both been there before, just never together.
Right. I don't think of Italy as a gin place.
Yeah, but I mean, so many places do gin nowadays, so...
Did you buy this local, or did you ever send away for this?
No, I just got it at a store here in town. I was just kind of looking at like what other Italian gins might be out there. I was originally going to do a gin from a distillery in Kalamazoo, since we both grew up in Kalamazoo, but I'm kind of holding off on doing Michigan gins right now because I have sort of an idea for season 2. So thus far, I'm trying gins outside of
season
Michigan.
2.
Season 2.
You think is the network gonna pick you up for season 2? Are you sure that's like?
Oh, I'm sure that's not going to happen, but I'm having fun doing it. So and then they're going to renew your contract.
Hopefully,
that's the goal.
Are you in negotiations right now? Or are you
not right now? Everything's on hold with the strikes. So until the strikes are done, but since I'm not a member of any union, I can just still make these. So.
Right, but you do have your UAW jacket though, so.
That's right. Yeah, I do have your son's warm up from. Do you want to tell that story? When you guys was the team called the UAW?
They were, but my friend Chris, who is from Dearborn, Michigan, and doesn't know anything about soccer, signed the team up. The only team he'd ever heard of is United, Man U or whatever. So when they asked him for a team name, he said United. Shockingly, that had been taken. Not the man part, but the United part. And so he didn't know anything else. Like, he was done. He had played the only card he had. And so, in his brilliance, when they told him he couldn't be United, he decided to be United Auto Workers. And so that was the name of our soccer team. For
that
years,
and your son and his son played on that team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so and you are the owner of a UAW jacket.
Yes,
which almost got you fired.
Yeah, because so I was a recruiter at Amway, and we're a non. I still say we. I'm not there anymore. They are a non-union shop, but I was out. I love that jacket. It's like super comfy and warm. That warm up.
There are so many people that now are no longer listening to the show but this is a union shop here, though. The podcast is a union shop. I'm making union. I'm making union.
You're making union wages.
Yeah, I'm making
But
the minimum, but I am. Yeah.
I was out with some friends, and the head of our global supply chain walked into this bar. I'm wearing this.
Is this a joke?
No, this is
a priest and the head of the global supply chain walks into a bar.
No, he walks in, and I'm wearing this, and and I'm the recruiter for like manufacturing and supply chain, and I was just like, I should probably just go chat with him real quick. So the story I told him was that it was for Luca's team, but you guys called it UAW because you wanted a team that sounded tough out in San Francisco.
That wasn't. And so that's not incorrect. I mean, I don't know.
And that was one of the things that sort of led to the team getting called UAW. And he thought that was hilarious, and everything was good.
Well, and we just ripped off their logo too, so I'm sure there was a cease and desist order at some point would have been proffered
back in the day.
Oh yeah. Well, because we just took their logo. I mean, we turned it into like a soccer logo.
It's free advertising for them. What are they going to complain about?
That's what I figured, but some people.
I don't think the UAW has much of a toehold in San Francisco.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
There's no like automotive company stuff there, right?
Tesla. Not in San Francisco, though.
Not Union, I'm sure.
No. Certainly not. But yeah, that the UAW logo that almost got you fired.
Yeah. And speaking of Luka real quick, he played in an MLS Next tournament this summer. And you and I got a chance to watch the first game because it was televised on Apple TV. We just had to get their MLS subscription. I counted at least 5 different ways they pronounced your last name during that telecast. Do you have a different count or?
No, it was around 5. Yeah, around 5, and all of them wrong.
And I think one time in the second half they actually said Garzaloni.
Yeah, they actually did say it right.
But otherwise, it wasn't even close. Like, I'm like, just read it.
Yeah.
Like,
then they diverted back to the wrong. For a second, I thought maybe somebody had like whispered and said to explain it or said how to pronounce it, and no.
I will say I did get a kick out of that. I also liked it when you said, I'm not even listening to what they're talking about because you were just nervous watching it.
Right, yeah. I just wanted to vomit. Hey, we got
What?
While we were gone, we looked up the book. Should we say?
Oh, yeah. So, do you want to tell them or?
You can tell.
Okay.
We cheated. We cheated, though.
Yeah, but it was Slaughterhouse 5 was the book that we could not think of in segment 1. So
yes.
And I'm sure half of our listeners are like, that's right, you two idiots.
Do you like this
gin?
Do you like the gin and tonic better with this one? With the
with Ginarte?
Yeah.
Or the Botanist? I will be honest, I love the Botanist. I really like this too. Oof, I don't know, man. If I had to pick one, man, I don't know. I like both of them. I mean, this one is a little different, but it's really smooth. I like it, but man, that Botanist is just super tasty. If I had to pick one, though, if I had to pick one for the cocktail, I think I would still go with the Botanist.
Me too. Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Which is very strange. I don't know how to reconcile that with having tasted these.
It must just be like the tonic and then putting the lemon in there a little bit just helps to tamp down what on its own is a little bit of firewater.
Yeah. It's sort of like
in a cocktail, it's so good. Like,
right.
That's why I would just I'm really glad I didn't shotgun that whole thing because that would have just been rough.
Yeah, it's like the root beer with the absinthe.
The root beer with the absinthe?
Yeah, because like absinthe, if you're taking a shot of it, is just horrifyingly bad. But remember, you add the root beer to it, it changes the whole makeup.
I still have a little bit of that absinthe from when we were at St. George's.
And do you have your specialty root beers downstairs too?
No, I do have root beer, but I don't have the Wild Bills. I just have Barks right now. So
Wild Bills, is that the only one you have? There aren't there's not like a whole cupboard full of different
root beers.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, no. Really, if I buy root beer, it's either Wild Bill or Barks. Those are my two favorite. I'll try other root beers, but so far nothing has surpassed those two for me. So, and Wild Bills is from a company here in Michigan called Northwoods, and I used to not be able to get it down here. They just sold it up north, up near Torch Lake where we rent that cottage. Mm-hmm. And when we would go up there, I used to go into the store and I would just buy basically a case. That would just be can I get a case of this? And then that would be my supply for the year until I went back up there. But now I can go into stores around here and I can get a 4-pack. So
you're still a root beer guy? Oh
yeah. Yes, I would say when I'm out, 80% of the time I'll get a root beer. 80% of the time it would be, if I'm having pop, 80% root beer, 20% Coke.
Root beer seems like an old person's drink.
I'm an old soul.
Root beer is like the pecan sandy of the soda world.
The what?
The pecan sandy. You know that?
What's a pecan sandy?
It's the worst cookie ever. It's like the cookie old people.
Wait, you don't like root beer?
Of course I don't like root beer. Come on, are you kidding me?
How do you not like root beer?
You know I've never liked root beer. When have you ever seen me drink a root beer?
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't like root beer.
It's disgusting.
No, it's not.
It most assuredly is disgusting.
It's not. If it was disgusting, I certainly wouldn't.
It's like, what's the other? There's an ice cream, too, that has pecans in it that's just terrible.
Well, that just sounds terrible. I mean, that would be awful, but root beer is super tasty, so I like it.
Yeah.
Do you like sarsaparilla?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that either.
No. And I don't really like butterscotch either. Those are like all things that I sort of...
Oh, I don't mind... I don't mind, like, the butterscotch, like, suckers or whatever.
Butterscotch candies?
Yeah, those are okay.
Ones,
yeah.
Those are gross.
I don't think that's gross. So, obviously you don't like the root beer barrels.
Oh my God. No one likes the root beer barrels.
I do. Those are good.
Oh my God, they're disgusting. Those are like the ones
it's
that
like
the Halloween ones you just
even
get.
Turn up. You get one like once every 5 years.
Well, that's rough.
Real quick, is this where you're going to talk about how every year I get sick? I couldn't go out with you one time. One time I got sick. It was just a very serious illness. You're lucky I'm here right now.
I am lucky you're here right now.
I was out of school for a month. I had pneumonia in 1980. 80... No, that's not right. It was 80...
That wasn't only once.
It was 82. Yes, it was.
I think you pretty much destroyed my Halloweens every year.
Oh my God, it was. But the funny thing is, I never
chronic illness that you had around that.
Yeah, that is such a lie.
Yep. Brian can't come to Halloween. He's got the sniffles.
That's not true. One time, but I will say the funny thing is, so that year I had pneumonia and I couldn't go. You went out and collected candy for me, though, and it was the most candy I have ever received on Halloween.
Yeah, well...
So that was really nice of you, so thank you.
Yeah, hashtag I stole it all.
It was all just root beer barrels.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the other kids were just throwing them at me.
You're like, my sick friend Lacey's, can I have your root beer barrels that allegedly no one likes? No, that was just one year. I was out of school, though, for, like, seriously, almost like a month.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. When I came back, Amy was in kindergarten. Mm-hmm. And the first week I was back, they would only let me go half day. So I was riding home with the kindergartners. Because back then, in kindergarten, you only went for a half day. And I rode home on the bus with her that whole first week. And if you go into the yearbook, I'm wearing like a Billy Sims Detroit Lion t-shirt, and I look like Casper. I just look pale and frail, and like they shouldn't even be there. It was awful. So yeah, that was not fun. I do not recommend getting pneumonia.
That was kindergarten?
No, Amy was in kindergarten. I was in 6th grade, but my first week back, I was so winded. I would get so tired still. They would send me home.
I didn't realize you were in 6th grade on a bus with kindergartners.
Yeah, so great. I would go down and I'd catch up with Amy in her class. Like, I think it was probably like Mrs. Coyle.
Did you like teach them how to swear and stuff, or were you in the back smoking cigarettes?
Like the Barber Hall kids back there, like Kenny Carlson.
Were you in the back smoking cigarettes with the kindergartners? That'd be badass.
I was too tired.
You must have been the king of that goddamn bus, though.
It's king of the bus. You were king of your bus. Hey, real quick, when you were growing up, do you remember, was your bus 81?
It had several different numbers. The one I remember the most, because it had several, was 77. But it had a bunch of different numbers, so I don't...
Oh, okay. I thought it was 81.
It could have been.
Year, but maybe not.
Could have been. New year, new numbers sometimes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, but yeah, you, like, starting in 3rd grade, ruled your bus the whole time. You would stand up the whole bus ride, just chatting with Al.
Well, because he let us stand up.
I know, but...
He was great. We used to shift the bus. Can you imagine that? Like, nowadays, people would just die. We would stand there in front of that big glass window on that Bluebird bus, right? And he would tell us when, and we would shift it for him while we were going home on the bus.
We or just you? I never saw other kids up there. I just saw you hanging out with Al.
Gene Schmidt was shifting it, too.
Gene was?
Gene was shifting it. Yeah. And we sat
Who
there.
was your neighbor?
Yeah, yeah. And could you imagine that big sheet of glass right in front of your face as you're shifting the bus? And Al's yelling out, first, second. And you're just like, you're sitting there and it's like you're Orville and Wilbur Wright. You're just flying that thing and you're just shifting it. And that's what we did. And,
all I remember is starting like third and fourth grade, like if it was a Friday and I was going home with you, like for Friday night, you'd be like, Al, he's with me. And you would just stand up. And there's, all the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and you just owned that bus the whole time.
Well, he was just so nice. He
was super nice, but
he sat and talked to him.
It was impressive the power that was like your personal, like.
He was a nice guy.
Oh, Al was great.
And so Gene and I would just stand up there and talk to him, and
Was he your bus driver for all of St. Augustine?
All the entire time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. No, he took. I went on a field trip with him. A public school field trip. I missed a day of school. My parents. He drove for another school. Because they. And so my parents let me just take a day off of school and go to Chicago with my bus driver.
Did you go to like one of the museums?
Yeah, Museum of Science and Industry.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so he drove them down there. Those kids all went in with their teacher.
And you just hung out with Al?
And I just hung out with Al for the day, the bus driver.
Amazing.
We went to Chicago for the day with my bus driver.
That's great.
Right.
That would never happen.
No, different times. Different times.
But yeah.
And he was great.
Yeah, no, Al was super nice. Yeah. Al was a nice guy.
Yeah. Who allows that to happen?
No one these days.
No.
All right. No. You ready for round 2 of trivia?
Round 2 of trivia? Okay.
Yeah. What, you getting nervous about Off the Beaten Path?
No, I'm already covered on that. I already got that covered. Although maybe I'm not too...
All right, you got a 50-50 chance on this, just like I did, so you can't complain about anything. True or false? At the turn of the century, turpentine was a common gin addition.
Oh, why do I get these questions? The last one was like, does it glow in the dark? Come on.
Oh, yeah, from the quinine. What was tonic? Would it glow in the dark? Yeah. Good memory. Nice.
Yeah. Did we decide whether we were going to phone a friend?
Yeah, did you want to?
Okay, read it again.
Okay. No, we should do it. You're going to call one of your nieces, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. True or false?
Okay.
At the turn of the century, turpentine was a common gin addition. And you're calling, is this Bella?
Yeah, I'm calling Portland.
And why do you think Bella's going to know this?
I don't know. I was told that she's a big gin person.
I mean, that's great, but
let's see. It's
how are you going to know this?
She might know it because I don't know. She's
smarter than we are.
Yeah, well, but that's not saying a lot, though, is it really? Okay, let's see if she answers.
Should we tell her she's on a?
Yeah,
podcast?
You're on a very important.
She's gonna be like, Uncle.
She's
Jim,
not even.
she's
not gonna even answer. Oh.
Hello.
That was the most nervous hello I've ever. So you know I'm calling, right?
Oh, I know why you're calling. Yes.
So yeah, I'm holding my phone right by the microphone right now.
Oh God.
And I need help because I'm in trouble here. Is Ryan around too?
Yeah, I can get him.
Okay, go get Ryan.
Uncle Jimmy is on the phone.
Oh, hey there.
All right, we're on our second gin.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're on our second one, and we did. What'd you call? You call them tasting. So they basically do 2 shots of gin, and we had a gin and tonic, and now we're on our second gin and tonic. And it's trivia time. Okay.
Okay.
It's just true and false, so you got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can't.
Jim basically said you're definitely getting this right.
Yeah. I've really sold your knowledge of gin hard.
Okay.
I just like to drink gin. I don't know if I know anything about gin.
You fit right in
perfect.
This podcast.
That's exactly what we want. Okay, are you ready for the question?
Yep.
Ryan, are you ready for the question?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay.
All right. True or false? At the turn of the century, turpentine was a common gin addition.
Ooh.
The fuck is turpentine?
Okay, we just got a mature tag. We just got the mature tag on this podcast.
Thinner, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yes. Just by the outlandish nature of that, I'm going to say yes. True.
Are you going
True.
with...
I'm going to say false just to go against him.
Ooh.
Really?
So,
We've got...
now you've
we've
got Jim.
Do you want to... Wait, what do you mean I've got to break the tie?
Well, I can't say they're giving us two separate... It's a true or false, and they're saying the true, and it's false. It's only one of them.
You guys fucked me. Okay. Damn it. I am going to go with the true... Well, I just want this to be true so badly. And the English are so strange. It seems like the English would put turpentine. Don't you think so? Sure, why not true?
Correct.
Yes!
It is true. It generated resinous, woody notes.
Did you hear that?
Brain damage.
Yeah, right. Resinous, woody notes, and brain damage.
I can't believe they put turpentine in there.
Oh, that's the English.
I know.
They put
that's just
crap in it.
But that's crazy.
So how's it going out there in Portland?
It's hot.
Is it really?
Like 90 degrees.
Really? You don't have any fires, though, do you?
We had some haze earlier this week. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It's kind of smoky. I don't know what it's from, though.
We've had a few fires throughout the state, but nothing that I've...
few summers.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
What? And Bella, do you have a favorite gin? I'm going to segue from fires. Do you have a gin you like?
So, I was thinking about this earlier, actually. I tend to lean more towards... So, my gin discovery was when I was abroad. That's when I realized I enjoyed it. So, like, Beefeater is one of my all-time faves.
Wow.
And I think it comes down to preferring gins that have a more juniper taste.
The London Dries. You like the London Dry gins.
Yep.
There you go.
So,
well, that's where you were, right?
I was
in Ireland and
spent a
England?
weekend in England, London specifically, but I did my study abroad in Ireland. But gin is just as prevalent as whiskey and beer there. So
Nice.
that's where I discovered all of the gin.
What about Ryan? Is Ryan a gin drinker?
I stick more to the brown liquor. I'm more of a bourbon or a rye person most of the time.
Yeah, but is a person from Wisconsin? Are you a Wisconsinian?
Wisconsinite.
Wisconsinite. Has that ever changed, or has it always been a Wisconsinite?
It's a Wisconsinite as long as I've known it. I don't know though.
Okay, because I think the Michigan one has changed, and now it's back.
Where
to
in
Michigan.
Wisconsin did you grow up?
Where in Wisconsin?
My family's in Kenosha.
So isn't it Death's Door? Don't you have Death's Door gin?
Death's Door gin, yeah.
Death's
Have you
Door
tried
gin?
Death's Door? It's from Wisconsin. It's great.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's really good.
What kind of gin are you guys drinking tonight?
We started off with The Botanist, which is a gin from Scotland.
I've had that one.
And then
I like that one. It's a little too, like florally for me, I think, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of botanicals in it. And then we're currently having one from Italy called Ginarte.
I've never had that one, but how is that?
It's really good.
It's good. Although those are the on-air drinks that we've had, and then we had some pre-show.
Yes, we had a Highclere Castle gin earlier.
Yeah.
Out on my patio.
Yeah. So you're right. That's where we're at. All right. I will let you guys go. Thank you for helping us.
Yeah. Thanks for joining the show.
Thanks for that trivia question. That's so wild.
So just remember, turpentine. If you guys are ever like making your own bathtub gin, just just a splash of turpentine.
Oh my gosh! All right, good to know.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Enjoy. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Nice. Well, they helped you get it right. Congrats.
They did, yeah. Well,
turpentine. That is insane. Okay. Last time, before we went off the beaten path, we fixed a third cocktail. Do you want a third cocktail?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think there's any reason to say no to that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Let me take a little break, and I'll go pick a good gin for us.
Nice.
Okay, we are back enjoying our third cocktail. We went with a gin I introduced in episode 15. It's the Gold Grail from Portugal. And we're ready for everyone's favorite segment, Off the Beaten Path. And Jim, you decided you would go first. So
Yeah. How did this taste as a sipper? I don't want to sip it, by the way, but
it was good. We did this, and I don't know if we did a California gin actually also in that episode. Gray Whale. Have you ever tried Gray Whale?
I don't think so.
And if I remember correctly, I think this was the better sipper.
Interesting.
And I think this is just like a super good, like, summer little cocktail.
Right.
With the elderflower tonic in it.
Yeah. Okay, Off the Beaten Path for me, which I don't know if this is necessarily off the beaten path, although it is because years have gone by.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the Pee Wee Herman theme, or Paul Reubens theme, rather.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the Cheech and Chong movie Nice Dreams. I don't know if you...
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Okay.
Maybe.
So Cheech and Chong, as we all know, was marijuana-based comedy.
It was?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yes. And in Nice Dreams, boy, I'm trying to think there was an actor in there. I don't think, maybe it was Tom Skerritt. I'm not sure if I don't think that's his name, but maybe he was in there. But Paul Reubens played an insane character in that movie who really only had one real big scene, and I think that his name was Mr. Hamburger Man, if I recall. Now, understand that part of enjoying a Cheech and Chong movie is to not completely be there while you're enjoying the Cheech and Chong movie, and it was definitely the best scene of the entire movie. It was maybe 5 minutes long, and it definitely showed you sort of gave you a sneak preview of Pee Wee of the Pee Wee Herman character that was going to come out, and Mr. Hamburger, and then you just have to watch it. So Paul Reubens in Nice Dreams, a Cheech and Chong movie from, I don't know, the 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s probably.
Yes. So. Yeah, so that's my
nice
homage to Paul Reubens
right.
and my Off the Beaten Path.
That's a good one. I don't know that I've seen, although now that you say that character, like, part of me thinks maybe I did see that.
I hopefully I'm not combining several Cheech and Chong movies I've seen, but I think Nice Dreams is where people are smoking weed and turning into lizards. And then Nice Dreams was was ice cream. I think they were selling ice cream, or they were
like
an ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck.
And then they, put it
in
and changed it to Nice Dreams instead of ice cream. And then I believe Paul Reubens was in it, and he was just hilarious. Hilarious, yeah.
Well, nice one. Okay, I decided, so last time you were on, your Off the Beaten Path was a documentary.
Yeah.
And I had not done any documentaries, and I was like, well, I've seen some good ones. So my topic is a documentary. It is called Searching for Sugarman. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen it. Yeah, yes. That's a Michigan connection, too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it is a documentary from 2012. And it's sort of about this musician who really wasn't well known in the U.S. He was born and raised in Michigan. I think he was born in Dearborn. Was in Detroit. His name was Rodriguez, but he had an album that was a huge hit in South Africa. And these two fans over there were one surprised to hear that he just wasn't a hit here in the U.S. And then there were rumors about like what happened to him. And the documentary is sort of about them going and trying to find out more about him and, you know, how his music became popular in South Africa and then what happened to him. And it's just a really well done documentary. For those in Michigan, it's kind of a nice tie-in to Michigan. And I thought it was just a good story. And I enjoyed it. And it was a guy that I just never heard of before until watching that movie. And it's good. So that would be my pick this episode for Off the Beaten Path.
Well, one of the reasons they go looking for him, remember, is because there's rumors that he like killed himself on stage in a performance. And,
yes, yeah. There was like a lot of crazy rumors about like what had happened to him, and it was just a really kind of cool story just about a guy that I just never heard of, who over there they just, I mean, if I remember correctly from the movie, it's been a while since I've seen it, but like his music got tied into like somehow the like anti-apartheid like movement there.
Yeah, well, and the funny thing is that, you know, that's pre-viral and stuff like that, and they only had an album. Yeah. And so it just spread by word of mouth, and people like recording somebody's album and then giving the tape to someone because there were only a few albums in existence. Yeah, no, that's a fantastic documentary.
Yeah, so that is a good one. So go check it out. One thing that I regretted not asking you when you were on the last time was the episode before you had been on my Off the Beaten Path was like Always, who we had seen just in October when I was out to visit. Yeah. But what I had meant to do during that episode was ask you, what do you think about the band? What do you like about them? Because you're the one who introduced me. But so now that I have you back on and I remember this, I want to just real quick. This is going back to, this would have been episode actually. I think this was episode 6 with Dave is when I talked about Always. But what do you?
Why do I like them?
Yeah.
Well, I think that the music is. This isn't probably the best term. It's a little bubblegummy, like in a good way. So it's got a little bit of sort of the simplicity of punk music, but it's got a little bit of a bubblegumminess, like kind of like teen music kind of thing. And I think that when I first started listening to them was during the pandemic, when any one of us could have used a little bit of bubblegumminess in our lives at that point. And it also had a sound that reminded me a little bit of a 90s kind of sound too. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I mean, not like heavy grunge like sound, but sort of a poppy 90s sound, or what wait a minute, what do they always call it? Alternative sort of sound. And so, yeah, I just think it was it's just fun to listen to type of music, but not stupid, and it got me through the pandemic.
Yeah, no, they were great. I mean, I enjoyed their stuff. That concert was awesome. Yeah. So, but I had totally meant to ask you that last time.
Yeah. And then, well, in the tune, the first tune that I ever listened to them was "Marry Me, Archie" or whatever, which is just. So, I think it's just a perfect rock and roll song, you know, even like right down to the end when she spells out the name. I mean, it's just so cliche in the best of ways, though.
But it's such a good, catchy tune.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Yeah. Like if you're driving in your car and that song comes on, you're driving faster. Your day seems a little better when the song is over, and yet it's a sort of a sad tune because she wants to. This guy won't marry her, won't stay with her, and she doesn't. Yeah, she's trying to basically talk him into it. So.
Yeah, no, they're a fun band. So anyhow, that's great. Now I feel like I've closed that circle, so I feel really happy. Well, thanks a bunch for coming on the show again. Really appreciate it. Again, if you have any comments or any gins you would like us to try in the future, feel free to drop us a message on the Botanical Trails Instagram, and we will see you next time. Go ahead.
The Botanical Trails Instagram. Wow, this is really getting.
Yeah, we just need Christine to help with that, but yeah.
Yeah, this is getting good.
Getting there, slowly but surely.
Yeah, you're never gonna have to work again.
Pretty soon we're gonna crack double digits on listeners, baby.
Right.
So awesome. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Greta Gerwig will be directing the movie about this. So come, yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Feel free to subscribe to us on whichever platform you listen to your podcasts. Also, I want to take a quick minute to thank Darin VanderMolen for all of his help behind the scenes. Without him, this podcast probably wouldn't even exist, and his help is greatly appreciated. Hope you have a great week, and we will look forward to seeing you the next time we go down the botanical trails. This has been a Shits and Giggles production.